Hey guys, Bicebump here, bringing you this unholy video for Dragonflight. Today we're taking a look at my top 5 mistakes that I see unholy players make in the raid that generally significantly impact their DPS. Hopefully this list would allow you to analyze your own gameplay and hopefully improve it to do more damage and get better logs, right? Number 1. The opener is not executed properly. This is a pretty huge one, given how much of Unholy's damage goes into the opener. It's, I would say, relatively simple to sort this out. What you need to do is you look at the fixed part of the opener, right? You can find it in the guide, you can find it in Discord, right? You can find it up here. And then you also think about prioritizing Death Coil when Gargle is up, right? I look at logs, I see people, they do triple Scourge Strike or Claw Shadows in a row. That should never happen, because 2 Scourge Strikes is enough to then use another Death Coil, right? So something you have to pay a lot of attention to, and you notice that the Gargle is simply not buffed enough. It should be 400 runing power on average when you look at all your Gargles in a fight. You can use WoW Analyzer if you want to have a look and see if that's working properly. Number 2. Using your cooldowns on cooldown so that they align properly in the fight. This is also like a huge thing we just see all the time going wrong. Unholy has a very fixed cooldown syncing kind of thing going on. You have on pool using everything. After 45 seconds you use Blight, DT and Apoc. After 1 minute 30 you use Blight, DT, Apoc and Unholy Assault. At 2:15 you use Unholy Blight, DT, Apoc. And at 3 minutes you use everything the same way as the opener. Right, if you delay your cooldowns by 5 seconds every time, right, everything is going to desync forward in time, which means that when your 3 minute cooldown window comes up, nothing is going to kind of time, and you need to hold stuff, and it's going to be really awful to deal with. So use your cooldowns as they come up. It is incredibly important so that you don't mess up your cooldown alignment throughout the fight. All right, now number 3, we have executing your secondary army properly. This is related to the previous one, right? When we align our cooldowns. I see lots and lots of times where the first army might look good. The second one, you have army coming too early or just too tight on your cooldowns. DT is not properly buffing everything, coming too late, coming too early, you know. Your second window should mirror your first one, right? Should be the same cast sequence, maybe, you know, dropping a Death Coil somewhere if you don't have enough haste. That's it, right? And it's very important you focus on this and execute it that way. Army should be done 5 seconds before your other cooldowns, right? You should have DT and Gargle coming first, Death Coil, Apocalypse, Death Coil and all sorts, right? The order matters a lot, and it's going to significantly impact your DPS if you mess it up. Furthermore, not prioritizing Death Coil enough. This is something you can tell quite easily when there's lots of runing power overcapping. Death Coil is like very high priority overall. It's the highest during Gargle, but otherwise you really don't want to cap any rune power. So when I see someone capping 20%, it is clear that they're not executing they're not prioritizing it properly, maybe spending runes before runing power. It's not something you do. You want to prevent overcap of runing power above all else. Finally, and number 5, I would say it is improperly chaining the same ability multiple times in a row in your rotation. Like, imagine casting Claw Shadows or Scourge Strike 4 times in a row. This is a mistake, and it has to do with how you passively keep up your buffs and so on. We have multiple maintenance buffs, right? Plaguebringer, Vial Infusion, we have Icy Talons, we have Death Rot, loads of things, and they all trigger off different abilities. And generally the best idea here is to weave your abilities in such a way that everything is cupped up without you having to pay too much attention to it, right? So generally, pressing an ability more than 2 times in a row, I wouldn't do it. Exception is during Gargle when we're going to spam Death Coil. Otherwise, you want to use your abilities so that you swap over all the time, and that will help you massively with increasing your uptime on all your buffs. Right. Great. So I think that's my 5 top 5 for raid encounters. Just going through again, doing your opener properly, using your cooldowns ASAP so that they are aligned throughout the fight. We had, which one was number 3? Using your secondary army properly, right? Making sure that that isn't messed up and replicates your first one as closely as possible. Prioritizing Death Coil so you don't overcap runing power, and then weaving your abilities to passively keep up all your kind of maintenance buff. That's it. Have a look at your own rotation, right? See, does any of these apply to me? Is that something I can improve on? And then go try out and raid and see if you can increase your DPS. Let me know down in the comment, what did you think about this video? Upvote, downvote, consider subscribing. Always message me on Discord if you have any specific questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.